podcast. I'm Katrina.
I'm Rachel, NREMT certified, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about this week.
Yay!
Literally, on the email they send you to tell you passed, it's like, what should you do next? Add NREMT to the end of everything you put your name on. And I was like, alright.
If you insist.
I'm just gonna start signing my daycare forms as Rachel Bartholomew, NREMT. The parents are gonna be like, okay. Like, weird flex, but...
Go off, I guess.
Alright. Well, I have a medical situation in my room, so it's actually, moving into my room. The child is moving up from the younger room, Monday. So it actually made the parent way more comfortable to move up to my room.
Oh, good.
Because they were like, oh, you're an EMT? Because my boss was introducing me to the parent and said, this is Rachel. She's going to be child's teacher, and she is now an EMT, or EMT certified. And they were like, oh, well, that makes me feel much better about the move up. I was like, I don't want to burst anyone's bubble. And, EMTs are important, but here's the thing. In my mind, from what I know about CNAs and what I know about nurses, EMTs are CNAs, like the trauma equivalent of CNAs.
Mm-hmm.
And paramedics are the trauma equivalent of nurses. Like, out in the field.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's accurate or not. I think it's kind of in that range. Because they can kind of do the same things. But what that means is an EMT cannot save your life. They can keep you from dying, but we cannot fix the problem.
Yeah.
I feel like most of what I learned is just keeping people stable. Which maybe I shouldn't be broadcasting that in case people, get in an emergency situation and then they're scared. But, trust EMTs. If they're employed as an EMT, nationally certified and licensed, all that, you're perfectly safe and fine. And if they need additional help, they have to request it. It's actually step 2 in your scene checklist to determine if you need additional assistance. But, yeah, I don't think EMTs have as much training as people think EMTs have.
Yeah.
I don't want to alarm anyone, but I had a semester. This was a semester course. Now, obviously, if someone is actively an EMT, that's a little different.
Yeah.
But, the fact that you're entry level, I don't know. I just think I have thoughts. I guess I always thought there was so much more training to it. Because when I was little, I actually really wanted to be an EMT. And for whatever reason, decided against it.
Yeah.
But how's your week been? Mine's been exhausting.
Mine has been, more just time-consuming. Not that this week was longer than any other week, but I just felt like No,
it was longer. I woke up every day thinking it was Thursday. And then, on Wednesday, I woke up thinking it was Friday, so I went to work in jeans. Friday is jeans day.
Yeah.
Wednesday is not jeans day. Wednesday is Black Pants Day. Well, Monday through Thursday is Black Pants Day. So I walked in, and my boss looked at me, and she goes, Rachel, I have bad news for you. And I was like, what? And, my heart dropped in my chest a little bit, and I was like, what happened? And she goes, it's not Friday yet. And I, looked, and I was like, dang it! Yeah.
But, yeah. I just... The thing is last year, we had a block schedule, and we were all used to the block schedule. And then at the beginning of this year, they were like, oh, you're gonna have all your classes in one day. And then everybody hated that for a little bit, because it's like, oh, we have no time in our classes anymore. And then, after winter break, they decided to change it to a block schedule again. And let me tell you, I do not have the attention span for block classes anymore. I'll be sitting and listening to my teacher lecture, and it's about something that, I need to learn about and, like, is really interesting. But, like, I will just not be able to pay attention. I don't know what's going on, but I'm so tired all the time.
So, I feel that because in my school, block day was not all the... Like, we had block periods 2 days a week.
Yeah.
On Tuesdays, you had your odds. On Wednesdays, you had your evens. The rest of the week was normal. So, Tuesday was the longest day because it was a normal day. But Wednesdays, we always got early out.
Yeah.
So, Wednesdays were fine. But yeah, I hated Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I've been working with 2-year-olds, you know, and I just said hated, and then I was like, shoot, I shouldn't say that. And I was like, oh, I can say hated on this podcast. I'm not gonna get yelled at by a 2-year-old for saying hated. Like, I can't say stupid, because I have a girl that comes up to me and goes, you can't say that. I'm like, what? Wait, but you're 2 feet tall! Like, you're right, I shouldn't say it around you, but you're 2 feet tall. Why do you get to tell me what to do?
Exactly.
2-year-olds are bossy.
True.
But cute. They're really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else new with you? Block scheduling? Back to school?
Yeah. The thing is like, they keep going back and forth on whether we're going back to hybrid or not. Because it's like, oh, what was the original plan was, from, like, end of winter break to February 22nd, we were going to be fully online. And then, like, as soon as we went back, they're like, haha, just kidding, you guys are going back, like, mid-January. And then the school board meeting came around, and they were like, haha, just kidding, you're not going back until, like, beginning of February. And so, no one knows what's going on, and I just want things to, like, stay the same, because, like, I'm fine with change, but when change is happening, like, every 2 weeks, and, like, it's not staying stable, then it's like, actually, can we not do this right now?
You want to know something exciting?
What?
I'm in the next group to get the vaccine in my state.
Oh, yay!
I am 1B as a daycare worker because I have kids sneezing in my face every day.
Yeah.
Several times a day. And for Iowa, that starts on February 1st, but we have no idea when we'll actually get it. But it will be distributed to my work, at least, the same way we got our flu shots, where a nurse comes and gives them to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's exciting.
Nice.
And I don't know if I'm getting the Pfizer or Moderna, and I really don't care. Like, my boss came up to me and she was like, so how do you feel about it? And I was like, if it helps end this chaos, I don't care. And you know what? Gen Z doesn't get to complain about what's in the vaccine because we ate Tide Pods. Like, we didn't eat Tide Pods, but we, a collective we, ate Tide Pods.
And then people are like, I don't know about the vaccine. I'm like, people literally consume Tide Pods because it was a trend, but go on.
There's a Hank Green TikTok where it's like, that was TikTok that just decided to talk, but it's like, I'm not concerned about Gen Z getting the vaccine, because the only things you want in your body are the things you're not supposed to put in them, because he has the, like, series on TikTok where he's like, don't eat grass, don't eat this, don't eat that. So he's like, I'm not concerned about them.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh so much, because, like, you're right. We ate Tide Pods. People want to eat the pebbles at the bottom of an aquarium. No. Some people are.
What a flex. You ate a laundry detergent.
Yeah. We don't get to be concerned as a generation. We lost that. But then I was talking to my coworker tonight, and she was like, I'm kind of worried about getting it. If we're getting it that soon, like, I'm going to have to think about it. And I was like, I looked at her, and I said, listen, I know you got a box of Pop-Tarts in that pantry. Name the ingredients in them. She was like, artificial strawberry?
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
It's safe. If you're eligible to get it and you've been offered it, go get it. Don't be a silly goose.
Mm-hmm.
Don't prolong the incident. I'm begging you, I want to go to school this fall. Yeah. What's your favorite song this week?
My favorite song this week is Kindergarten by Chloe Moriondo. This was a song that I think came up on how last year I was like, oh, I'm going to listen to new music, so I'm actually going to listen to my Discover Weekly playlist. This was one of the songs that was on there, and I kind of forgot it existed, but I was listening through, my top songs of 2020 playlist, and it started playing, and I was like, oh, I haven't heard this song in a while, and it's really good, and so, yeah, it's my favorite song this week.
Nice. I don't think I've heard it. Have I heard it? Would you know if I've heard it?
I don't think you have.
Is it a TikTok song?
No.
Then I probably haven't heard it, because we know I listen to country. Speaking of which, my favorite song is Made For You by Jake Owen, which is a country song, and it's so cute. It's like a little love song about, like, I was made for you, but it goes, the first line that popped to my head is, that's cute, has a bad word in it, so I can't say it, because we're a family-friendly podcast, but it was like, waterfalls are made for jumping in, Friday nights are made for football games, like that kind of thing, where it's like, and I was made for you.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
Aww.
It came on as I was getting out of my car to come record, because, Rachel is a terrible human being who doesn't look at the time. Or does, and then doesn't do anything. It was complicated.
Rachel, it's okay, I didn't have anything going on today.
I feel bad, okay? Anyway, it was, like, playing in my car as I pulled up to my driveway and was like, I can't stay in and listen to it, I gotta go!
We gotta leave.
Anyway, that's, what's your favorite thing this week?
What?
Wait, I should have saved that what for after you said it. Podcasting fails.
Rachel didn't register that that's what I put down. My favorite thing this week is my new PC.
What?
So, basically, I'm very grateful for my parents. Because, as I've mentioned before on the podcast, I have been trying to stream regularly on Twitch. So, I have been trying to do that, and turns out a laptop is not necessarily the best thing to play, like, high graphic games. Mm-hmm. And so, it just, like, it wasn't even high graphics game. You know the Untitled Goose game?
Yes.
I played that on stream, and that doesn't have, like, super high graphics, and I put it to the lowest graphics setting, and, like, I lost 99% of my frames, so basically what happened is it would, like, move every 20 seconds, but it wouldn't show any of the in-between it. It would just be, like, a clip of the goose, like, swimming across the pond, and then it would be, like, a clip of the goose walking through the gate, and it would just be, like, pictures. And so, that was a fun stream. I ended it because I was like, oh, this is frustrating. And then I talked to my parents about it, and I was like, hey, I really need to save up for a PC because this is really frustrating me. And then my dad came in to look at the specs, like, the specifications on my laptop to, like...
Specs?
Yeah. He came in to look at the specs on my laptop to see, like, what they were, and I thought he was just, like, writing them down so, like, he could give me suggestions for when I had the money to get it. Mm-hmm. But, turns out he was looking for stuff to buy.
Oh,
and so
I love when parents are sneaky and I don't catch on to it.
Yeah, and so, like, he came in and was like, okay, like, I knew he was looking at stuff for a PC, and I thought it was just for later down the line, and then, like, he came into my room and was like, hey, get dressed, we're going to the store, and I was like, huh? And he's like, the computer store, we're getting you a PC, and I was like, huh? It just did not register in my head. But yeah, I have a full gaming PC now, and I built it partially myself, and I am very excited for it.
Excited. I have always been terrified at the thought of building a PC.
See, I had my dad to help me, so...
That's fair.
If I did it by myself, it probably would have, like, exploded at this point. But... Yeah. What's your favorite thing this week?
My favorite thing this week is CBS All Access, the streaming service, and this is not an ad, but, you can watch iCarly on it, and SpongeBob, and Zoe 101, and all the shows on Nick I watched growing up that aren't on any other streaming service, and I love it so much! So yeah, I'm reliving my childhood. Not that I am done with my childhood, but I'm not done being a child, if that makes sense. Like, I know I'm not an adult. I understand this. 18 means nothing, other than on my driver's license, instead of saying under 18 until birthday, it says under 21 until birthday, but it's still vertical. So, I got that going for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I pulled out, because I was taking my, national exam, and to take it, but it's held at Pearson VUE, so, like, the textbook company, they have a testing site, and it's very secure. Like, they had to take my palm print scan, like, 8 times before I was allowed to enter the testing room. It was wild. But they need my, ID. So I pulled out my little vertical driver's license, because I'm under 21, and it's vertical until you're 21.
Yeah.
And I handed it to her, and she goes, "Oh!" And I was like, "What, is something wrong?" And she goes, "No, I just wasn't expecting a vertical one." And I was like, "Thanks." Because, like, I understand that I am young. Like, I was the youngest person in my class by 3 years, which doesn't seem like a lot, but also that's between legal drinking and not legal drinking. Please don't drink illegally. Just be safe. Be safe. I have the hiccups now. Why do I have the hiccups? Why do I always get the hiccups when we record? I don't remember what I got mad about hiccups. Drink responsibly. Drink legally. Be safe. If you're not drinking responsibly, call someone else to drive you. I don't remember what I was talking about. I really don't.
CBS All Access.
No, it was after that. But before...
How you were the youngest person in your class.
Youngest person, thank you. But literally, it was like, they would start talking about things. Like, they were talking about 9/11. And at one point, we ran out of stuff to do, but we didn't want to leave early. And so they were talking about, for whatever reason because we were talking about, like, EMTs in a national disaster and what that role is. And so they started talking about 9/11. And they're like, "Do you guys remember where you were?" And I was like, I wasn't even in my mommy's tummy yet. I wasn't even there. I was like a month away from being there. Well, because 9 months. So yeah, I was in October. Yeah, I wasn't even around yet. Like, I wasn't. Nope. I just wasn't. So, that's always a fun conversation to have when people don't... The other thing is, like, I have been told I have a mature face. So people always guess me, like, 3 to 4 years older than I am. So then we get to fun topics like 9/11. And they're like, "So, were you in, like, second grade?" And I'm like, No.
No.
A
little bit younger than that.
And then, right after that happens, I get "Oh, now I feel old." And I'm like, well, stop then. Just stop it.
Feeling old. It's not that hard.
I get told every day by high schoolers, by middle schoolers, that they think I'm old. I'm not that much older than them. I'm like, at most, well, I guess they're technically not middle school yet. So the oldest ones are 5th grade. But, like, still.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, I'm a decade older than them. I have a lot of naughty words running through my head that I cannot say on this family-friendly podcast.
Anyways, speaking of middle school, I was thinking about middle school recently, and that is not my favorite thing to think about, but the reason I was thinking about it was because this week was the presidential inauguration, And
Yeah!
that's what's trending literally everywhere. So
Wait,
that's what.
Why did that make you think of middle school?
Because I was in 8th grade with the last inauguration, and we watched it in my history class.
I keep forgetting that I'm a year ahead of you in school.
Yeah.
Well, now we're on the same. Well, technically, we're not because I have my associate. I don't know. Literally, I had to fill out my FAFSA, and they were like, "What grade will you be?" Or like, "What year will you be in college?" I'm like, "That's a really good question."
I have no clue.
I have literally no idea. Because I have, like, credit-wise, I'm 5 credits short of being a junior. But I'm about to transfer in 12 credits. But I don't know if they're actually going to take them. So maybe I'm just a sophomore. But also, I'm no longer considered a first-time freshman because I'm taking these credits this year. So, like, that problem is out of the way, but I'm like, I go to school? That is all you need to know. I'm like, I don't know. I have literally no idea what year I am. But I guess I'll figure it out this fall. But, anyway, I was like, I thought I was in high school when that happened. I was in high school.
Yeah. I was just, like, thinking back to it, and because everybody was talking about it on, like, Twitter and everything, and, like, I couldn't watch it because I was in class, but I was, like, scrolling through people's tweets, and I was like, last time this happened, I was in 8th grade, and that's just wild to me, because I remember being in 8th grade and being like, oh boy, these are gonna be some long 4 years, and then now it's... I was right, but also it's 4 years later, and then I can, like, vividly see myself in my history classroom watching it, and so it's like...
I can't. I don't have many memories from freshman year, and that's for a lot of reasons, and I blocked a lot of it out. Nothing, like, too traumatic, but enough that I'm like, I don't know. I think my mental health wasn't great that year, because I had just moved. So, like, I was trying to adjust to new school, to high school, to trying to make friends, like, to move, like, all this stuff. So I do not remember much of freshman year.
Yeah.
I remember my drama class. I remember my family consumer science class, where it was all just, like, computer stations. And it was all work your own pace, except for the food unit. And, like, you had a schedule where every 2 weeks or 3 weeks you were supposed to complete a unit. But then came the, like, child development unit, and that's the one where you're supposed to take the fake baby home. But I didn't want to. So I was like, hey, what's the alternative assignment? And she was like, you have to write a paragraph about child development. And I was like all of it, or just, like, a specific thing? She was like, whatever you want. That was the whole alternative assignment. I can take a fake baby home for a weekend that screams and cries and annoys you. Or I can write a paragraph. So I did the alternative. I was like, no. A paragraph, great. So I wrote about, I don't even remember. I think it was just, like, child development, because it was a class that, like, I am academically gifted, and I work well at my own pace. So it was a class it was too easy for me.
Yeah.
I recognize that's not true for everyone, but for me that was true. For me, it was, I don't even think she cared if I showed up every day. I was a freshman, so what was I gonna do? But I went to my class. You can't do anything as a freshman. It's like, oh, I'm gonna skip class and go to the library. Ooh. Like, okay, you can't drive anywhere. Senior year was a different story for me going to class, but then we had an incident hit halfway through the year, and I got even more days off. Literally, I was missing, like, at least a half a day, like 2 or 3 classes a week, because I was just done. Like, it wasn't senioritis, but I was just, like, mentally not there for whatever reason. But it wasn't the same as when I hit senioritis, because I hit senioritis second semester, and then the whole thing happened, and the world shut down, and that was right as my senioritis was hitting, so I was like, alright, this works out great.
This is fine.
I did puzzles. It was great.
Yeah. Also, something that I've been doing a lot of thinking this week, apparently, because, like, I'm like, oh,
I'm scared!
Katrina's thinking. Oh, boy. But it was, I forgot what was happening, but I was talking to one of my other internet friends, and I was
I'm not your only internet friend. I'm gonna hang
Rachel,
up.
we met on a Discord server.
But I'm your only friend. I'm your only internet friend. Now you're gonna tell me you have another podcast with someone. That's why you're busy.
Worry.
You're recording podcasts with other people.
Yeah, that's all I do all day. I skip class and record podcasts because I am so talkative. But I was talking with this person about it, and, like, I think we were just, like, hanging out, and we somehow got on the topic of Facebook, and then I was going through my old Facebook
topic.
Yes. It wasn't, like, in any controversial ways. It was just, like, oh, let's go through our tagged pictures on Facebook, because you know how, like, This is nothing against, like, parents or anything, but you know how on your parents'
Sounds
Facebook...
like it's about to be parents. That
No.
they tag you in everything
They
all
tag you in everything,
the
and
time.
then you, like, even if you look bad, then it's like...
My mom does this thing where she tags me in links. Like, she'll share a link to my page, and I'm like, text me. You have my phone number. Text me.
But it was really interesting, because I was going through these tagged pictures and, like, showing my friend, and they were like, you don't look like that. Like, that, there's no way that's you. And I'm like, yes, it is. But, like, if you show any of my, like, IRL friends those pictures, they're like, oh yeah, that's Katrina, because they, like, saw me through that time, so, like, they can put the pieces together. But, like, with people you didn't, like, go through that phase with, then they're like, who is that? It was just an interesting concept to me.
I was at my coworker's house this evening. That you know this, because that's why I did it. Oopsie, I lost track of time. But she has pictures of her and her daughter on the wall from when her daughter was, like, an infant, like, baby, probably no more than 3 months old in the picture.
Yeah.
And she looks completely different, and I stared at it for 5 minutes, and I was like, is this you? Or is this your sister? Like, I can't tell. And she was like, no, that's me. Like, you can tell right here, because I have that same scar. And I was like, genuinely, you could have told me that was your sister, and I'd be like, oh, I see it. Like, I did not believe it was her. So, yeah, it's wild. When I was 6, I had completely blonde hair.
Yeah.
So, people see pictures of me when I'm 6, and they don't think it's me. But then you see pictures of me when I'm, like, 6, 7, 8. We thought about this a lot when we did my grad board, because it was pictures from preschool to 12th grade. So, like, preschool to kindergarten, there's not much of a change. Kindergarten to first grade, there's not much of a change. But preschool to first grade is a major change. And, like, if you skip a year, it looks like a whole new kid. But if you're looking at it chronologically, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild. I don't want to grow up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not an adult. I told my boss that today. I was like, I know legally, like, I'm responsible or whatever, but we all know that, like, I'm a child, right? And she goes, yeah, you come out here when you have to call the doctor in case you need to ask me a question about your medical history. And I'm like, well, I don't know what they want me to say. Like, I broke out in hives again. I don't remember if we talked about this last time I broke out in hives, but I broke out in hives again. So I I was, like, in my boss's office, and I was like, should I call my doctor? And she was like, yeah, probably. And I was like, okay, but, like, what if she says it's nothing? And she's like, you're breaking out in hives. And I was like, yeah. So I called her, and I was like, hi. And the receptionist answered, because that's what receptionists do. And I was like, I don't know if this is important or not, but, like, 2 weeks ago I broke out in hives, and then my doctor prescribed a medication, and it, like, helped, and they went away. But they came back. Like, they just happened again. Like, so should I be concerned? And she was like, I'm gonna put you on with the doctor. And so I talked to my doctor, and she was like, Rachel, yeah, you should be concerned. So I'm going to go call over to the allergist, and you're going to go make yourself an appointment. And I said, okay. And that was yesterday. So today, I got a call from the allergist, and they said, hey, is this Rachel Bartholomew? And I said, this is. And they said, great, we got a referral from Dr. blah, 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 blah. Does this sound right? I'm like, yeah, it does. And she's like, okay, great. So did you need, like, an allergy panel done, or, like, testing or something? And I was like, well, you see, I've been breaking out in hives. And it's happened twice now. The first time, I was like, that's weird. And, that was life. But this time, I noticed it right after I washed my face. But here's the thing. It's not a new type of face wash. It's not a new formula. It's not a new bottle. The bottle I have has like a fourth of it left in it. And then I checked, it's not expired either. So I got through 3/4 of this bottle of face wash. And this last fourth, my face is like, you know what would be funny? If we just got really red and angry and itchy. And so I was like, and she was like, that doesn't sound good. And I was like, no, it's not.
That is the most Gen Z interaction I think I've ever heard in my life.
All of this sitting with my boss right there. And then she was like, okay, we want to see you. And I was like, okay, great. And she goes, do you have a day that works best for you? And I muted my phone so the person on the phone couldn't hear me talking. And I looked at my boss and I said, do I have a day that works best for me to come in? And she goes, not Monday, Tuesday, or Friday. And I said, so I repeated directly, and I was like, not Monday, Tuesday, or Friday. And she goes, okay, do you prefer mornings or afternoons? So I muted it again, and I said, do I prefer mornings or afternoons? Because, like, I had to ask my boss because she does the schedule, but I very much felt like I was, like, asking my mommy, like, when can I go to my friend's house?
When am I free to go to my friend's house?
And then she was like, well, afternoon. And I was like, great. And so then I scheduled it, and I hung up the phone, and I was like, okay, so here's the official, like, time off request. I can probably come back in the afternoon, like, if that's fine. Like, I don't want anybody to, like, have to stay late because I have to go to the allergist, like, yada, yada. And she's like, Rachel, you're probably going to come back covered in hives. Go home. You're not coming. I was like, seriously, like, it's not a big deal. Like, she was like, no. We'll be fine. Go home. And I was like, okay, are you sure? She's like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel so Gen Z, it hurts. Like,
hey, Rachel.
Yeah.
You know what's really scary? I'm gonna be legally an adult in less than 3 months.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. But you know what? Now that you can't even buy cigarettes. Which, like, don't buy cigarettes. They're bad for you. But, like, that's 21 now. You can literally do nothing at 18. 18 used to be like, oh, you can smoke, you can drive, you can drink, you can do all, like, you're a full human now. And it's like, so listen, you still gotta have the vertical license. You still can't buy anything. But, you can make some decisions without your parents. Some, not all.
You get to pay taxes.
I mean, if you have a job before you're 18, you can also pay taxes. And it's actually smart, too, because then you can get a return, which is money. Like, I got my W-2 today, and I was so excited.
Oh, good.
So excited. Because tax return season is Christmas, baby! I also got paid, and I didn't ever look at my check. So I'm going to move my computer and do that real quick, because the envelopes are under my computer at the moment, because I, like, threw my stuff down because I was in a hurry.
Yeah.
So let's just see how much Rachel made. Okay, so I was gone for Christmas, and this is the end of the Christmas check. Like, we got this starts on January. It started on January 2nd. Well, January 2nd was a Saturday. Why do our pay periods run on they run Saturday to Friday? That's dumb. We're closed on weekends. Why? That's dumb. That's really dumb. Oh, I bet it's so that we get our full 2 weeks and it's not like a day off. Anyway, this is almost back to a normal check. Almost. Doing, like, adult things without being a real adult is exhausting, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Because, like, you have some of the responsibilities of a real adult, but also no one thinks you're an adult.
Yeah.
And, like, even you don't think you're an adult, but there are adult things you have to do that adult people have to do. So it's like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
But you'll learn this soon enough.
Oh, boy.
I know you're so excited.
Wait.
I was gonna be like, oh, number one tip. I have literally no tips. I don't know what I'm doing. I am a chicken with her head cut off. I make it to and from work successfully. No lives lost in any part of my day. Like, that is good enough for me, quite honestly. Everyone's alive at the start of the day. Everyone's alive at the end of the day that I had interaction with. So we're good. Right? Tell me right. Like, tell me I'm right. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Unless someone gets in a car accident, that's not your fault.
No, but if I don't interact with them in any way, shape, or form, that's not me. That's not on me. Katrina, should we, what's trending?
Oh, we talked about it, the presidential inauguration.
Oh, right, you did that smooth.
I know.
I didn't even notice.
Do you have anything else you want to say about it?
Yay.
Yay.
I was gonna add something to the end of that, but I was like, no. Just yay.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
Also, I thought it was really funny. Like, I wasn't able to watch it because I was in class, but I saw clips on TikTok afterwards, and it was like, it's Michelle Obama, and she's here.
And it's like, oh, look, Barack came.
I think that's Obama.
That's Barack.
It was just like, oh yes, Michelle, look at her go, and then
I saw that one.
Barack.
I saw TikTok. I found a TikTok that was like, does anybody have the CNN clip? And then later she's
Yeah.
like, I found it. Oh, it's funny. Funny. And like, I wasn't able to watch it either because I was watching children, and they take a lot of attention. Like, you have to actually wild.
Who would have thought?
Wild that tiny humans need attention. But anyway, it's almost like they're not full humans. Like, here, I'm gonna send you the TikToks because they're up there because I sent them to other people. Oh, I don't have to send you the link. I can just send it to you on TikTok. Magic how that works.
Crazy.
Should we answer some listener questions?
Yes, we should.
What is our one singular listener question?
Our listener question this week is from @Melmic222. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
And,
thanks for giving Katrina a new PC.
Yes, thank you. And she asks, if you could have any item delivered to your doorstep for free, what would it be and why?
Is this like a subscribe and save? Like they're gonna keep bringing it, or is it a one-time deal?
I think it's a one-time deal.
Okay, then I'd ask that they deliver me an unlimited gift card to DoorDash.
Oh, wow.
So they can continue to deliver me things.
I don't know, honestly. Because I feel like I don't spend money, like, ever. And so, like, it's good that I don't spend money because I don't have a job. And so it would be irresponsible of me to, like, spend a bunch of money when I can't spend money. I never, like, really think of, ooh, I really want to buy this, though. I mean, I would say a PC, but I already have that now.
All the money for college tuition.
Yes, that.
Also, one of the streamers I am friends with just posted that their child is selling Girl Scout cookies, and they're doing the thing now where they can ship it directly to you, so you can support, like, everyone.
Yeah.
And, the only problem is, like, I know them as, like, Caramel Delights, like, Peanut Butter Sandwich, Peanut Butter Pallies, Thin Mints, like, the simple names, but they go with the other bakery. It has the different names. That calls them, like, tagalongs and stuff, instead of peanut butter patties.
You don't call them tagalongs?
No! Okay, so there are two different bakeries. It's ABC Bakers, and then there's another one, and I know this because I was in Girl Scouts. But when I was in Girl Scouts, I think it's ABC Bakers that has, like, the simple names. And it's totally regional. Like, they ship to different regions. Not just, like, one region is wrong.
Wait, so what do you call them, then?
Peanut butter patties? I call them peanut butter patties. Okay, so it's ABC Bakers and Little Brownie Bakers. And Little Brownie Bakers has... Like, they make them differently. So I think... Here, wait, let's look. Okay, so I use ABC Bakers. Or is what I've always had. Because Little Brownie Bakers calls them, like, Samoas.
Trefoils.
Tagalongs, Do-si-dos.
Yeah. Those are the names
Savannah
I'm
Smile.
used to.
Like, no. No.
Love how Thin Mints is the same, though.
Thin Mints is Thin Mints. Okay, here's the list. Little Brownie Bakers is Washington, Oregon, Idaho. I almost said Ohio. They're kind of the same. Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Illinois, Arkansas, Georgia, Mississippi, Ohio, Alaska, Hawaii, New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut, Delaware, West Virginia, Tennessee, and Washington, D.C. ABC Bakers is Nebraska, Kansas, Maine, Rhode Island, New Jersey, and both is everything else. So I live in a both state where it depends on what troop you buy from, but there are some states where it's exclusive.
Oh.
So, that may or may not, depending on what state you live in, I don't know, be the reason you've only heard one way or another. One way or another. Copyright. And that's the reason. I'm gonna copyright. I'm gonna get you copyright. Or no. Oh, man. But yeah, I've always, like, I think I've had the other ones, and quite honestly, I don't think they taste that different, but the other difference is they do make some different cookies. So Little Brownie Bakers makes the Savannah Smiles, whereas ABC does the lemonades, and I love the lemonades. They're like a lemon shortbread with a lemon, icing on the bottom. So good. And, there's another one they do really differently. Their s'mores are really different.
Yeah. I've seen, like, the differences, but I didn't know that the names were different. I just thought that there were, like, two different kinds of, like, s'mores and, like, lemonades and stuff.
They're two whole different bakeries.
That's wild.
Uh-huh. But, like, now I don't know if I can buy from her. Also, can we talk about the inflation of Girl Scout cookie boxes? Because when I was a Girl Scout, it was $3.50. And now it is $5 per box.
Per box?
Plus shipping if you're ordering directly.
Oh, jeez.
If you order 6 packages or more, you receive 50% off shipping. But I don't want to. Like, here's the problem. My stepdad's nieces are Girl Scouts, so, like, technically they're my cousins, but I don't know. We have, like, it's not a typical cousin relationship. So they're not my cousins, but they're not my nieces, but they're not my, like, they're his nieces, is how I always just say it. But anyway, they sell. We have family in my hometown that sells. We have family in Michigan that sells. I keep saying it too. I was like, maybe I can just gloss over it, but I keep doing it. And then we have, like, I have so many people I have to support with their stinking Girl Scout cookies, and that is all. You can get a gift box and cookies. Order a keepsake gift box filled with any variety of 6 packages to celebrate special occasions with family and friends. Add a personal touch by including a custom message on the card. Okay, so I'm gonna buy a box of lemonades. Just for, not in the gift box, just for me.
Just for you.
Because if I don't buy them and hide them in my room, I won't get any.
Yeah. See, I had a friend that, that used to be a Girl Scout, and I think she quit, like, the most recent year, or maybe she, like, graduated out of it or something. But I don't know how Girl Scout works. I wasn't in it.
They're not Boy Scouts anymore. They're the Falcon Scouts or whatever, but it's, like, with them where you can go up to, like, that big project at the end, but at the Girl Scout level, I think it's called your Gold Award.
Oh, okay. But I had a friend, and that's where we would always get them, was from her. Is this
the friend you're cheating on me with?
No! This is the friend that I have known literally since her day of birth.
Sounds sketch.
I've also known my brother since his day of birth.
Yeah, he wasn't around on your day of birth.
Yeah,
good try, though. That'd be a little weird. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Wow, we've been going for 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Katrina!
That wasn't even my name at that point.
No, it was not.
Yes, Rachel?
Can it be time for our favorite segment on this podcast? Let's take a BuzzFeed quiz.
Yes, it can.
I almost said our favorite quiz on this podcast, but I didn't. I caught myself. Our BuzzFeed quiz this week is take this quiz and we'll reveal which character... No. Take this quiz and we'll reveal which cereal mascot you are. I almost said character mascot, and that's just the same.
That's just the same thing.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, what's our first question?
Our first question is, what's your favorite color? Rainbow, purple, blue, green, black, yellow, red, or white?
Wait, did I ask you that out loud, or did I ask you that in my head?
You asked that out loud.
Sometimes I really don't know. Like, sometimes I think things, but then I realize later that I said them out loud. When, like just now, when people are like, you said that. I'm like, oh, that wasn't just in my, that wasn't just a me, that was an us. Ooh. Like, I've yet to say anything bad accidentally out loud, because I have enough of a filter.
Yeah.
And bad as in, like, talking bad about a person to the person, or, like, cussing in front of children. But there is something, like, I think the energy drink is wearing off, so
it's
when
a good
I
thing
get
this
tired,
is our last segment, Rachel.
right? When I get tired, I have a lot of friends who think I'm drunk. Like, I had one who, like, genuinely was convinced that I was drunk because I was just tired. And when I get tired, I act like a 2-year-old, and that's kind of like, you can't tell me that drunk adults don't act like 2-year-olds. And you know what's really funny? Watching 1 and 2-year-olds and thinking to yourself that they are just tiny drunk humans, because that is what they act like. And it's, once you see it that way, you will never look at it any other way.
Yeah.
Anyway, what color did you pick?
I picked blue because that is my favorite color.
That. As evident by the blue tapestry on your wall, the blue jacket sweater you're currently in,
the blue jacket on the back of my chair, the blue comforter, the blue pillows, the blue other pillow.
We had no idea. I picked purple.
This blue yoga ball.
Why do you have a blue yoga ball in your room? Why?
So the thing is in 6th grade, right? My teacher...
No good story starts with in 6th grade.
So, in 6th grade, my teacher, basically, she wanted to make a, like, learning environment where kids of different, like, learning styles could
She wanted to make flexible seating.
Yeah. And so, she said, if I think you had to have, like, a certain amount... No. It was either you had to have a certain amount of classroom points, or you just had to have one and just bring it in. And so... I still have mine in my room from 6th grade, and I use it as a footrest mainly, but yeah. Anyway, our next question is, what's your favorite kids movie? Tangled, Barbie, Monsters, Inc., Wreck-It Ralph, Despicable Me, Inside Out, The Lorax, or other? Also, Barbie is so generic. Like, there isn't just a Barbie, like, are you talking, like, Barbie Fairytopia? Are you
okay, but I think
Barbie
they're talking like, if you look, it's kind of sections of different movies. Like, it's the Barbie series. Wreck-It Ralph is kind of the, like, the bad guy is the good guy, ? Tangled is the princesses. Monsters, Inc. is its own thing. Despicable Me is another bad guy is good guy, though, but it's a different franchise. Like, they're all different.
Yeah.
Also, that boom you heard a couple minutes ago was me trying to screenshot something on my phone and accidentally throwing my phone. Just chucking it. Like, it's well, because to screenshot on the Pixel, you gotta do the power and the lower volume, and I went to do that, but I wasn't holding it in the other side, so it just went whoop.
Oh boy!
Whoop is it falling out of my hand? For those that do not speak Rachel gibberish. Of these options, I'm gonna pick Tangled.
I'm gonna pick Inside Out.
What's your favorite letter? A, O, R, G. Sorry, I have hiccups. P, Q, E, K. What will Rachel pick?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to go with K.
I wonder why. Katrina.
We're so
the Grinch. What's our next question?
Our next question is, what cake would you eat? There's a unicorn cake, a carrot cake cupcake, is that tomatoes?
No, I think it's sun-dried grapefruit. slices.
Oh, I was like, what?
So
Would you
some
put
weird
tomatoes
healthy
on the
cake.
top of a cake. I don't even know what kind of cake that is.
I don't. It looks like fancy strawberry shortcake, but I don't know what. I'm assuming the yellow on the top is like a lemon meringue kind of thing.
And then the one next to it is like a off-brand funfetti. And then there's blueberries and strawberries on top of this one, and then there's chocolate frosting with rainbow sprinkles.
Your chocolate frosting with rainbow sprinkles.
Thank you.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I think we're just both losing it.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pick the fruit one at the bottom.
I'm gonna pick the chocolate one, because that's the one Rachel said I was.
What's your favorite subject? Art, foreign language, math, social studies, science, English, PE, other. Wonder what the science major is gonna pick.
I wonder.
PE. Literally never.
I always get stuck between these because, like, I don't know what to say between English and social studies.
You are a social study. Study yourself. Who are you? What do you want to be?
That's what psychology is. I'll do social studies then.
Wait,
All right.
Oh my gosh, that is what you're studying. Oh my god.
Did you just now get that?
Probably not the first time in my life, but I'm tired. So the first time tonight I made that connection.
Fair enough. Alright, our next question is, what's your favorite Disney TV show? Good luck. The face Rachel just made.
I'll explain the face in a minute.
Okay. Good Luck Charlie, Phineas and Ferb, Liv and Maddie, Jessie, Wizards of Waverly Place, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Austin and Allie, or other.
These are all the shows. These are like, this is my Disney. Like, I know this isn't classic Disney, because that's So Raven, Kim Possible, I think, was Disney. Like, those shows. But this is my classic Disney.
I'm gonna do other because Hannah Montana isn't on here.
I don't know. Good Luck Charlie was repetitive. Liv and Maddie was stupid. Jessie was good, but it got boring towards the end. Like, just weird. Either Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I gotta. They had so many good crossovers.
So
include
true.
like especially with On Deck, they got Wizards of Waverly Place, Hannah Montana, and Sweet Life all in one episode. Do that.
Iconic.
All right, what's something random that makes you happy? Rainy weather, clouds that look like cotton candy, museum gift shops, flower boxes, breakfast for dinner, or garage sale. Rainy weather.
Rainy weather.
Woo!
Okay, next question. What? Huh?
I can't make this decision.
Oh no. Next question is, who is the best Disney dog?
I can't decide.
Doug, Pluto, Bolt, Lady, Perdita and Pongo, Slinky, Tramp, or other. I'm gonna click Doug.
I was kind of thinking Doug. Because Doug and Sky kind of have the same personality. So I picked Doug. Who'd you get?
I got Buzz the Bee.
Oh, I love... From Honeycomb?
No, from Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh. Oh, yeah. I like Honeycomb, like the Honeycomb cereal, you know?
Yeah.
I think that is so underrated. It was just, like, sweet. But I got Lucky the Leprechaun.
Aw, what's your description say?
Lucky the Leprechaun. You're the Lucky Charms mascot. You're as unique as a unicorn, and you stand out from the bunch. You believe in the magic of life and taking a chance. We're just gonna start inserting the buzzer noise when they get it wrong.
My description says, you're sweet and thoughtful, and you stick to what you know. You always stay on the healthy side of things, but you know when to have fun. Which I'd say is pretty accurate.
They don't need the buzzer for you.
Also, can we talk about how driver's license is an entire category on BuzzFeed right now?
Listen. I have only listened to snippets of it on TikTok, but now I understand the whole picture. I haven't actually listened to it yet. Because I like to be quirky and not listen to what's popular. But also, I just like country music. So, like, whatever.
Fair enough.
Moo!
Moo?
That's what a cow says.
I know it is.
Not all 2-year-olds know. There are some things I forgot that you have to learn.
Like what?
Just, you can't pencil dive into a pile of toys from a chair that you're not supposed to be standing on in the first place. Or you get an owie and a black eye, and I have to call Dada. Not that that happened this week or anything, but it totally did. And then I called Dada, and the kid went, talk to Dada? Talk to Dada? And I said, sure. Because he was, like, pretty upset before, so I give the kid, like, I hold the phone to his ear, and I said, talk to Dada. And he says into the phone, call Mom. I was like, excuse you! And, like, Dad is the first one. We have highlighted who you call first, and you need to contact them. And, like, Dad is the first contact for this kid. And he was like, well, thanks. And I was like, I promise, he was asking for you up until a second ago. Like, literally a second ago. Yeah, no, that cracked me up. But, he was like, so how did he manage to do it? And I was like, well, you know how we've kind of been working on not standing on chairs? And he goes, what did he do? I was like, well, has he been taking swimming lessons or something? He's like, no. I was like, oh. Well, he decided to just dive on into the toys, and one caught his eye, just like right under his eye. So it didn't actually hit his eye. His eye was fine, but he did get a big old bruise right under his eye. It's like that was fun. Love that. But you know you have an accident-prone child, like the kid is accident-prone. When the parent picks up the phone, you say, hi, this is Rachel from daycare. And the dad responds with, what did he do this time? I'm like, so glad you asked. But then it's always, he's fine. But we did take a little tumble. A little big tumble. And, we got ouchie. But anyway, you know what we need to talk about?
What?
What are we doing? What's our life? What's the trajectory for Perspective Z? What's next? Where are we? Who are we? What is anything? Social studies.
Stop trying to bring an existential crisis on me, Rachel.
Okay, but did you like the social studies at the end?
I did. Very much so.
This is what we talk about when we record at 10 o'clock at night.
I forgot it was later for you.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock, girl. I'm so tired.
But what is in the future, Rachel? Please tell me.
I asked you.
Well, I'm asking you that now.
But I literally just asked you, so it's your turn to tell the people. Give the people what they want.
We're joining the WB&E network.
We're doing what? Someone should have told me.
You were the one that told me, Rachel.
This is true.
You were like, hey, so.
Communication is hard. But yeah, we're joining WB&E, so that's like a total blast and a half. I don't know what we're supposed to say about us joining WB&E.
Me either. They
Go
were like,
listen. WB&E.org in a couple days. We'll be up there, I think.
We should be.
No, I don't know where I was going. I genuinely don't know where that was headed. I have no clue.
I was trying to be serious and film an announcement. Not film, record an announcement.
We are not visual. Not with these hives on my face. Mm-mm. Maybe once I go to the allergist. Did you know when you go to the allergist, if you plan on having any tests done whatsoever, you cannot take any antihistamine for 5 days before? because it could affect your test results. Which means antihistamines can stay in your body for 5 days. That's a real long time for some Benadryl.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, WBNE, ADHD, 4-letter acronyms. Wait, what's the one? Is it acronym? What's the one that makes a word? There's like a word thing.
But
it's not acronym, right? Acronym is just the letters.
It starts with an A though.
It does?
I
Onomatopoeia?
think so.
No, onomatopoeia is like pop, bang,
word.
whoosh.
Wait, what's the poem that has a thing
I keep
for
thinking, like,
each letter? Acrostic poem!
Acrostic. But is there like a word for when the acronym makes a word? Is that a thing?
I mean, there's probably a word for it, but I don't know it.
Like the World Health Organization is WHO.
Who?
Is there a word for when their acronym makes a word? Or is it
What's the word for when an acronym makes a different word? Backronym.
a backronym, or did you type backronym?
Wait, a backronym is an acronym that is assigned to a word that existed prior to the invention of the backronym.
That sounds like circular reasoning.
Unlike a typical acronym, in which a new word is constructed from a phrase. Hang on, let me open the Wikipedia article.
Perspective Z, researching Wikipedia at 10 p.m.
Unlike a typical acronym in which a new word is constructed from a phrase, the phrase corresponding to the backronym is selected to fit an already existing word. Backronyms may be invented with either serious or humorous intent, or they may be a type of false etymology or folk etymology. The word is a blend of back and acronym. The more you know.
I'm not gonna lie, I completely tuned that out. Like, I just didn't hear a word you said. Like, I think I heard them, but I did not hear them, you know?
All we know, now we know that it's a backronym.
But anyway, WBNE. Go to WBNE.org, check out the other shows.
Yes. I don't know what we're supposed to say.
I don't either, but you know what? We can always re-record this part.
Yeah, when we're
I'm gonna leave that in if we don't re-record, but if we don't re-record, I'm leaving this part in, by the way. That's
good.
Fine. Listen, it's not our show unless we are just completely mentally here. We have to. Something has to go wrong during us recording, or it is not Perspective Z. This is the quality content you are here for, my friends.
Exactly.
I call my kiddos my friends. Because it's a lot easier to call them my friends than, like, calling each child by their name, because there are 12 of them. And also, you know the thing where parents say, like, 8 names before they get to yours?
Yeah.
I understand it now. I'm like, that one.
Hey, you.
Pretty much. Well, like, one of my kids' nicknames is Duck. Like, Ducky. Because his name shortened sounds like Ducky, and I would say his name shortened, but the kids would think I was saying Ducky. So now his name is just Ducky in my room.
I had a kid in middle school in my Spanish class that wanted to go by Noodles and nothing else.
How's Noodles doing?
I don't know, he doesn't go to my school anymore.
Noodles, are you okay?
I saw him in 7th grade, and he said, "Call me Noodles," and I said, and everybody in class was just fine with it, and then he disappeared after that year, and no one thought anything of it.
Until just now?
Until just now.
Noodles, you will forever live on in our hearts. So the weird thing I realize is, like, the nicknames we give these kids now could be the nicknames that stick with them for the rest of their life.
Whoa.
I could get this child called Ducky for the rest of his life. That is so much power in my hands. But, oh man. Like, we have a little girl who was really, 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 really small and preemie when she was born. So when she came to the center, she was still the tiniest human around. So since she started in the baby room 3 years ago, her nickname has been Tiny. She's now one of our biggest kids for her age group. And her nickname is still Tiny. And I don't think that'll change as long as she's at this daycare.
Yeah.
And I kind of love it. I think that's all we need, right? That's our episode?
I think so.
That's our show? That's our show, folks. What's that from? Cartoon? No, it's from Looney Tunes, I think.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks. Thank you. Can we steal that, or is it probably copyrighted?
Probably copyrighted.
Also, is it copyrighted? Copywritten? Copywrote? Past tense of copyright. Copyrighted.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel right.
I would say if it wasn't copyrighted, I would think copywritten.
Copywritten is a noun. Wait. I don't know. No, copy is a noun.
Rachel's like, my brain cannot handle this right now.
It really can't. In that case, this has been another episode of Perspective Z. That's been Katrina. No.
That's...
You start it!
Why do you start it?
Because I say, in that case, this has been another episode of Perspective Z. You say, that's been Rachel, and I say, that's been Katrina.
It's my
And then
week,
it's bye,
Rachel.
Toodles. No, that doesn't matter. I still say that part. The first part
You
is
say
fine.
the well in
Toodles.
that case, and then I say the...
Oh.
The way
All
that
of
you...
this is staying in.
The way that we both froze, you were like, this has been another episode of Perspective Z. Didn't even say that's been Katrina. You were just like...
Well, because I was like, now she says that's been Rachel, right?
This has been another episode of Perspective Z.
No, we gotta start all over. Well, in that case...
This has been another episode... Say it again.
Well, in that case...
This has been another episode of Perspective Z. That's been Rachel.
That's been Katrina.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.